Ready or Not One is like a really cool movie I think about every few months. I'm just like, man, I just like that scene. I like that scene. I don't remember much about the movie, but there are certain scenes specifically towards the end that stand out. But I've never rewatched it. And who would have known? Who would have thunk that eventually 7 years later we would have a sequel? This is like that second child. You know a couple out there. They got a 25-year-old, and then they got an 8-year-old, and you're like, who whose decision? Oh, unplanned. Okay, you don't ask them, but it's like implied unplanned baby. And sometimes that baby turns out to be a brat, and sometimes they're brilliant, sometimes they're a bit of both. This movie is a bit of both, okay? Tale of Two Halves, in my opinion. Starts off very strong, really cool kid growing up, becomes a douche, okay? This movie's not a douche, but it like dries out. It's like, ooh, like, I don't know, the first couple bites of that burger were good, but something about that grill cooked it unevenly, and now you got into like the well done territory, and I'm turned off by that. I'm not a well done person, okay? Nothing in my life is done well, okay? Okay, let's talk about this film in detail. I'm going to give you the description of the movie, and then we're going to talk about what I do and don't like about it. After surviving the events of the first film, Grace, played by Samara Weaving, must once again survive the night as a crazed council of satanic elites tries to murder her. Murder! This time, she's accompanied by her estranged sister, Faith, played by Catherine Newton. There's one character that learns their names, Faith and Grace, and he's like, fucking Irish Catholics. And I thought that was funny because, like, those are I know a Grace. I know a Grace pretty well, actually, so I'm not going to say anything about that name. I know a Faith as well. Interesting names for a sibling pair, though. Okay, anyway. Can the two mend their differences to fend off the flock of murderers, or will the sibling rivalry ruin their chances of survival? Will it? Probably not, but who knows? You got to go watch, right? This movie is a tale of two halves. The first is comedy and action-packed gore, and it has its fair share of gruesome kills, sprinkled in with some exposition. That's well placed, some character development, mostly well placed. But ultimately, it makes a decision after a character makes an intriguing decision in the plot. The movie diverts from that previously established path and starts going off to some odd territory where you're like, you really slowed everything down here for this. That is surely going to bring about a predictable ending. Now, this movie naturally would have a predictable ending, just given what it is and what kind of movie this is trying to be. But that was an odd choice, and that choice turned me off to the movie. So I'm giving this a 7 out of 10 because I like most of it, and I really enjoyed the characters here. First of all, our two leads, Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton, they have great chemistry. I just love seeing Catherine Newton on screen. Like anything I've seen her in, which is maybe 3 or 4 movies at this point, she seems like she's having fun. And not enough actors come across like that. Obviously, different roles don't call for that expression. But when you look like you're having fun in a comedy, I'm rooting for you. And I'm rooting for the movie at that point. Because I want you to be able to do this in your career and get paid for it and live out your dreams while making funny ass movies, okay? So I'm rooting for her here. Samara Weaving, she looks like Margot Robbie so much in certain scenes that you just kind of like, your brain is trying to like cycle, like, wait, why does she look, oh, Margot, and then you forget, oh, Margot. But she's great in here. She has a really great blood-curdling scream. Like, she does it, I don't know, 7 times in this. I don't know, I've never heard, she should be a scream queen. Maybe her career is beyond that point. But if there was a horror movie where she had to scream in, she might have the scream of the century, to be honest. Excellent screaming. Weird, like, compliment, but in this movie, she screams quite a bit. We have a few side characters in here that are interesting. Most importantly, though, Elijah Wood is here, which I don't think I've seen him in a lot of stuff. I mean, I know he's from Lord of the Rings, but I have not seen that. And there's a point here where a character says, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. And it's kind of like a meta thing, because it's like, I think you're telling us as an audience, like, he's here, he's back. He's a good looking dude, man. I just gotta say that. But more importantly, he seems just like Catherine Newton. He seems like he's having fun. His character here is a lawyer, so he's impartial to the events taking place. He just cares about the legality in this satanic cult, not the law itself, but the legality of the doctrine that they all agree upon via Satan. He's trying to make sure the rules are followed there, and you can tell, he doesn't have an expressed opinion on the events. But his eyes will tell you when he's rooting for a character to do certain things. And you're just like, man, this guy don't really like these folks he has to work for. And I feel him on that, I feel him. So, good movie. Issues are that around, I don't even know what mark it was. Let's say the 50-minute mark, maybe the hour mark. If you like the decision they make, you can probably enjoy the rest of the movie and land on like a 9. But because I don't like that, I'm landing on a 7. And then the last thing I would say is that the environments are cool because this is on a resort casino, wedding venue, golf course situation. So there's a lot of different things to play around with here. Some of the weapon choices are random, but they are cool. And it does establish and emphasize how the characters that are trying to kill our leads are not trained killers. They are the elite. Okay, so these people are not skilled with weapons. You know, they don't know how to shoot a gun properly. They may have guns, but they don't train with them. I'm guilty of that as well. But don't try me, bro. Hey, don't try me. I got ammo. I got ammo to miss. Okay, if I miss, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Bad impression. I'm ending this. I don't know what happened there, but that's embarrassing for everybody involved. 7 out of 10. Goodbye. Have a good night, or do whatever you do.